6:36.
I don't see a six.
It was before the,
Correction.
it was before the 7.
6:36.
Can you hear me now?
Regular meeting.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. Regular meeting, City of Dilley, City Council, opening at 6:36 p.m., December the 10th, 2024. Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Dilley, Texas, will conduct a regular meeting on Tuesday, December the 10th, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. City Hall Convention Center building located at 116 East Miller, Dilley, Texas, 78017. The following items to be considered. 1, call meeting to order. 2, roll call, please. And we have, right now, probably coming in late, we have Inocencio, Miss Inocencio, Alejandra Inocencio, and,
Molly?
oh, Molly's gonna, she's on the road, but she has a lot of traffic. Okay. We have Inocencio, council member, Mayor Pro Tem absent. Roll call, please.
Minerva Rodriguez, council member, place 1.
Ray Aranda, place 2.
Alisa Machado, place 3.
Rudy Alvarez, place 5.
Natasha Prado, City Secretary.
Henry Arredondo, City Administrator.
Okay. We have okay, thank you. And Mary Ann Obregon, Mayor.
Mr. Flores?
Mr. Judge. Thank you. All right, may we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I
Honor the Texas
Flag, I pledge allegiance to thee,
Texas,
one state,
under God, one.
Item number 4, invocation by Mr. Arredondo.
As we gather here tonight in the city of Dilley, Texas, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together as a community. We invoke the spirit of wisdom and understanding to guide our deliberations during this council meeting. May we approach our discussions with open hearts and minds, seeking the common good and the betterment of our city and its residents. Let us remember the responsibilities entrusted to us as stewards of this community, and may we make decisions that reflect integrity, fairness, and compassion. As we address the issues before us, may we be mindful of the diverse needs and perspectives of all our citizens, striving to create a city that is inclusive and supportive of every individual. In times of disagreement, may we find common ground and work together toward solutions that benefit the greater good of Dilley. May this meeting be conducted with civility, respect, and a commitment to collaboration. We ask for blessings upon this gathering and upon the city of Dilley, Texas. Amen.
Amen. Item number 5, on citizens to be heard. This is the opportunity for citizens, visitors, and guests to address the City Council on any issue or any item of the agenda. In compliance with LGC Section 551.007, City Council may not discuss any presented issue, nor may any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General opinion, JC-0169.
At
we
this
have
time, we have no citizens.
Okay, there's no citizens to be heard. Thank you. Moving on to item number 6, consent agenda. Discuss, consider, and act on the following items. A, approve minutes of the November 12th, 2024 regular meeting. Then we'll have B, review of city bills. C, approve employee incentives for the month of November 2024. Council? Do I have anyone for item A?
On item C, it's just Ms. Myers.
Yes.
Anyone ready to give me
Mayor,
the
if there's no further
consent?
question, I move that we approve the items on the consent agenda as presented.
Um, Okay. Mr. Villaranda, motion to approve the items. Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Inelda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, department reports submitted for informational purposes only. Library report, court report, city secretary report, city administrator report oral, police department report, public works department report, engineering report.
Mayor, the librarian and the librarian aide will not be able to present the library report, but I can read a little bit off of it, which is that the patron count was 126, the internet usage was 68, the students was 14, and they had 20 visits and 58 circulation. They did have an activity for Thanksgiving, which they were able to decorate a turkey. That was a good result for it being Thanksgiving holidays. I do know that they are planning to do about 3 activities with the community this month, coming in closer to the Christmas holidays.
Okay. Thank you. Council, anything else? Another? If not, moving on.
You wanna
The
speak, Judge?
administrator's report.
Judge?
The court report.
Judge?
I've gone to Pearsall, because once a month we're in call to go in magistrate. Probably magistrated about 24 plus. The majority of them are from Pearsall by the county or Pearsall PD, DPS, a couple from Dilly, and that happens every month that I go for 7 days. We have had 2 truancy courts, which have been very successful. We've been working very close with the schools to eliminate the truancy, and after Molly has given him instructions and all that, it has helped a whole lot. We do have traffic court like every other month, and we try to do it in conjunction with truancy. Tomorrow we'll have our second truancy for this year. We have about 16 cases, and in most cases there's like 2 from one family, 3 from one family, and we'll try to process them as quickly as possible. I'm working with elementary for the spring, for the elementary kids to come to the courthouse as a field day and go over some things that the kids need to know. We'll give them a color book or something like that. Other than that, there's in and out business. Other than call for information. Sometimes nothing pertaining to the court, but we're very limited with resources here in Dilley, so they call the courthouse for a lot of things. But other than that, everything is running pretty smooth.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Same to you, Judge. Anything else, Council?
Okay, Mayor, on the city administrator report, we have a meeting tomorrow in Frio County with the hazard mitigation plan update. Peyton Morris with H2 Partners is coordinating that, so we'll have the chief of police, myself, and Rudy will be over there tomorrow about 3. We submitted Texas General Land Office, the disaster reallocation program, the projects that you approved, to submit to see if they get funded. I received the notification that they had received my application. And, Carl Esser, our grant administrator, said, congratulations, good news. The Texas Historical Commission has cleared the City of Dilley's CDBG CDB 23 project, and that was a grant that we applied for the aerator clear well capacity at the water treatment plant and the generator at the Civic Center. That was a $500,000 grant. So it has cleared the Historical Commission. And there's other steps to follow, but that's the update on that one. Last week we had Wes Kennard here along with Damon Andrews from TDCJ, and they came down here because of the water towers, the water well issues that we're having, so they were here for a couple of days. We also had the Solansky Well Service, working on it with us. Our engineer will explain a little bit more on that when the item comes up. We have Chris Bowen from, he's the manager for Municipal Services, Republic Services. They're going to be making a charitable donation to the city, $2,000. And let's see, and today we had a meeting at the Del Frisco Prison. Frank Aguilar invited the area's first responders to kind of give them an update and go over scenarios in case there's certain events that can happen out there, how to react and call in support for that. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Have you heard anything about the Core Civic or the facility out there?
No, I was sent a copy of an internal email that some of the internal employees have received, where they are kind of letting them know that there may be a potential for increase in demand in the coming year.
Mm-hmm.
And they highlighted 9 different facilities throughout the United States that they manage, and one of them was the city of Dilley, that they have it on their website.
And this is a memo from where?
It's in their internal website. It's an internal
Core
memo.
Civic?
Core Civic, yes.
Oh, okay. So they say there's a potential for coming
Yeah,
back.
but also the last discussion I had with a governmental affairs employee for Core Civic out of Phoenix, Arizona, he said probably will not hear anything until after the inauguration of the president, which is January, mid-January.
At the last meeting, we discussed on the selling the gas utilities.
Mhm.
You heard anything on that? Any progress on that?
No, but you also had to put it on the, for election?
For election.
Yeah.
For what?
For
For
the
the
election in May?
election.
You
Oh,
approved
to
put it on
to
there.
the election, okay. So that's, we gotta take that step first.
Yeah.
We can't talk to them before that?
No, you have to get voter approval to sell the asset.
So at this point, it's already set to go on the ballot?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
you all approve that.
So, nominated you for the Board of the TCAP Board of Directors, so we,
So, yes, so they asked for me to present a little bio, and I submitted that. So the ballot is out. They've sent it out to I think there's like 160 different cities, and there's 9, I believe there's 9 on the list, and they only need 8. But it's divided where they need like 2 for small cities, 3 for medium cities, and then the remainder for the larger cities.
You're going with 3.
Yeah, and I'm in with 3 others, which they only need 2. So they might, you know,
2 out of 3.
yeah. One out of the 9 is not gonna make it.
And when is that election?
The ballots are on right now through January the 3rd.
Oh, ballots,
yeah.
ballots are mailed out to
It's-
cities or what?
It's electronic.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's one ballot to each city that they help.
Oh.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, our city secretary report, do you have any?
Yes, Mayor. I just wanted to inform everybody of that Friday, December 6th was our annual Christmas lighting and parade. We had a total of 25 floats that participated. We had 3 local judges which consisted 1 student judge, 1 teacher, and 1 local community member that helped place for the top 3 floats, which were, the 3rd place was Petania Church, the 2nd place was D&B Rentals, which was Hector Acosta, and 1st place was TDCJ. It had been a few years that they had not participated in the parade, and it was good to have them back. As well as we did have new businesses, Taylor Fitness, Dilly Vet Clinic. We did also have the Frio Lodges that participated. And Betania, this was their first time as well to participate. So hopefully come next year, we can expand with more businesses and try to encourage the residents to participate as well and to get more of the school participation. We do have a few ideas for next year in which to give maybe more trophies or certificates for different types of floats and stuff, not just the top 3. And maybe we've been thinking of trying to go with just to do a certain theme, so that way all the floats could go together rather than them, just do whatever one that they want. But that is a few ideas that we have for next year.
In other words, place them in order would be better.
Yes, but like we did see that in one town they did a I guess it was a Grinch parade. So all the floats they did a Grinch float or a theme, in other words.
Yeah, because we used to have the fire department usually at the end, because the kids wanted, all that
Yes.
noise of horns and all. But it was good. It was good.
And as for our community, we are thinking of doing where we do, we are asking residential or businesses to participate in decorating so that, and we can give them, a plaque or something to for Christmas spirit or something. That's what we were thinking of, community
I
events.
think where we're lacking is there's basically no reason for the community to stay because there's nothing going on.
Mhm.
There has to be something that's gonna attract them, some type of entertainment. We need to set up like a stage, bring in like a mariachi band or bring in the band or even bring in a band too, because it's bigger than all the other functions, but we don't take that advantage and bring in the additional resources that could help us make that bigger. Because other than the food, for the tamales and the cookies, they would stay. And even then, we gotta work on that because the lines are too long. But I think that it needs entertainment. It needs something to attract the community for them to stay.
Yeah, that would help.
Anything else? Natasha? Oh,
No, I'm sorry, I was
Okay.
writing it down.
Um,
No, ma'am, that's all, but I will take in consideration and see
You know
what we
what
can
I'm
do.
saying, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's.
Yes, and I know we have thought of doing like a vendor market type but we need to figure out how to set them up in the park to be where, we can have something like that and have local businesses participate in it. Because we do want to try to emphasize these businesses because Christmas time is around and this is where they're looking to make the most money.
Chief?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So aside from my weekly reports that I sent out, that Mr. A sends out, a few things. We had a total of 99 calls throughout the whole month of November. We had 60 traffic stops, resulting in 33 citations. And then big events that we hosted in November was our Thanksgiving meal giveaway, where 50 families were nominated to receive a full uncooked meal for Thanksgiving. We do thank all our donors for that. All that is money that is donated to the police department so that we can continue doing this every year. I know it's kind of expected of us since we've started, so we have to work a little bit in, obtaining donations and stuff like that. I do want to thank Vanessa too, because she's our go-getter. She's out there in all the businesses leaving flyers and letters and stuff like that. So coming up, we have we're working on our Christmas toy giveaway. That's the event that we host behind the high school at the parking lot where we give toys, and then we also have like a little drive-in movie theater type of deal. Again, that's also solely relied on donors and stuff like that. This year we have over 300 toys to give away to the kiddos, and then we have a few items that we're going to raffle, which are a little bigger items, which is like 2 scooters, some bikes, and a TV for our family to enjoy this Christmas throughout the holidays. Last month, we also worked on picking up several individuals with outstanding warrants throughout our city. And then we're also working on future events and planning some other stuff that we got coming up. I know one of the things that we do got coming up is an audit from TICO, where a TICO representative will come to the PD and they'll audit all our files and stuff like that. So we got that coming up at the beginning of the year. So we're looking forward to that and see how that goes. I do want to point out, last meeting I was asked to obtain the number of cases submitted to the county attorney and district attorney's office. I do want to say November was a busy month for cases since we're wrapping up the year and stuff like that. We were catching up and finishing some of the cases from throughout the year. So just November alone, to the district attorney's office, we submitted 15 cases, and to the county attorney's office, we submitted 19 cases. Our yearly numbers to the county attorney office alone, which is our misdemeanor cases, we submitted 82 cases, and the district attorney's office, we submitted 28 throughout the entire year, which are the felonies. So in our area, in our community, we see more of the misdemeanor crimes happening. Your district crimes are large scale, like felonies and stuff like that. Those are our numbers for the year, which are pretty good compared to another city that was posted on a recent newspaper article. So that's all I have for our monthly report, unless y'all have any questions. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
There is, on Vanessa,
Oh, yes, Vanessa completed her code compliance, right, Vanessa? That was this one. So she should be getting ready to sign up for the test to get licensed through the state. So
it's
she has, yes,
the Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service.
yes, sir.
Congratulations. Our city attorney finally made it in. Trouble with traffic?
Yes, there was an accident.
Okay, thank you for coming. Okay. Moving on. Where am I? Right there. 7F. Public Reports Department. Mr. Olivares. Okay. And we,
We have the
Engineer-
engineering report.
engineering.
Yeah.
you may come up.
Manuel Gonzalez with Premier Engineering is here. And they do have the plans for the construction of the wastewater treatment plant at the prison. They have the 50% complete.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Armando is passing out the 50% set of plans for the wastewater treatment plant. I'd like to just give a real quick report on it. We gave a set of plans to Mr. Redondo, Mr. Olivares, Mr. Martinez from our city staff, and these are so that we could start reviewing and going over the plans as we're progressing with it. They have, we have advanced the project quite a bit, and we have the details within the plan set. We've briefly went over it with Mr. Martinez, Mr. Olivares, and we will continue working on them. We'd like to leave this with them for review as we continue with the progress, but it does have the components and the details on what we're proposing for the city of Dilley. So this is more for informational and just a delivery of the set for review. Mayor, I heard you during the meeting earlier. Mayor Pro Tem is still Mr. Alvarez, right?
No,
Mayor
it's,
Pro Tem,
Ms. Inocencio now.
Ms. Inocencio, she's absent.
Okay, I did hear you mention that at the beginning of the meeting, and we have on the cover page, we have Mr. Alvarez. So we'll make that correction.
Yeah, he was, but then when we had election again, she got the votes.
Okay, I
But,
yes.
yes,
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah, we'll leave this for review with the staff, and we'll continue working on getting it ready. We're making a push to try to have it ready for early this coming year in January to submit to TCEQ for review and comment, and then see if we can get it out for bids by early March.
okay,
Thank you.
good job.
You have a
Thank
Merry Christmas, and well, I'll wait to see if there's anything on the other item. Thank you.
Okay. Is that before that, Council? Okay, moving on, let me see. Item 8, right? Okay, on item number 8, discuss, consider, and act on vendors' cost for the emergency repairs and improvement at TDCJ, Dolph Briscoe Unit. Mr. A? Or-
So, Mayor and Council, we have Rudy Olivares up here to discuss, and also Manuel Gonzalez with Premier Engineering. We had a situation out there at the Adolfo Briscoe Prison where the pump failed and there was, no more water coming in. I did have to contact City of Pearsall, the city manager Fred Reyes, and again, he supported, without hesitation. The Adolfo Briscoe Prison, also TDCJ in Huntsville, they supported us with, at first it was 2 tankers, and then it became a little bit more critical, so it was 3 tankers that we were hauling water from Pearsall directly to the tank. There's a 250,000 gallon tank over there. Once that gets emptied, they don't have water and they don't have pressure and all that. Rudy's group, they always do a good job. They know some of the stuff is manual, some he controls on through the SCADA, but my observations, they respond very well. There's always guys there that you can depend on, and they know what to do. And we did come very close to, a really, not too good situation. We also got the Texas Department of Emergency Management involved to try and see if we could get a generator out there, because currently we're on generator power, because the engineer will discuss the electrical issues that we have out there. But anyway, Rudy?
I guess, Council, what you have in front of you, that's the actual itemized list that was put in the hole, which is the upgraded motor size. We had a 200, now we have a 250 horsepower motor, and all the column shaft and piping and oil tubing, everything's new, the pump and everything from the very bottom to the top. So, and the reason we went to an upgrade on the horsepower is because the water table dropped. So we have to go deeper. So that requires a bigger motor, special pump that'll fit in, because we got a reducing swage down at 777 feet. So the table went down a little bit, so we went down to 800 feet. Now we're down to 800 feet on that pump. That's why it's required to have a bigger horsepower motor. All that itemized list is already in the hole. What we need today is just an official approval of the work done, performed. And in addition to that, to the power, I don't know, Manuel, if you went up, but we're gonna do Medina Electric, we're waiting for their work. They're gonna have to install some poles and install a meter just to the well. That's to save us money in the long run. So it'll be a separate meter just for the well. And then on top of that, the electrical, set it up on the SCADA and all that. So we're waiting on that total cost for that.
Yes, thank you, Rudy. Yes, Mayor and Council, on that, the Medina Electric did come and visit, looked at the site, and then we are proposing to put in a meter at the well, and it's going to require a little pump room, or not a pump room, but like a control room, because we purchased, we have a VFD to run that well, and that the controller needs to be in an enclosure. It can't be just out in the open. So that have a little enclosed building for it. And then we're going to also propose to put in a electrical shutoff at the distribution pump building, so that it can be safer for the crew to be able to work on that equipment. And then that's basically, we're waiting on them to provide us a quote for that work, and then how quickly they can do it. We're currently running on generator power. That generator is on a rental basis right now, so we're trying to get Medina to move as quickly as possible on that. But it was an emergency situation, like Mr. Redondo mentioned, that the pump failed and it broke apart, and so then they had to do an emergency replacement on that. That's what it is.
But it is pumping now?
Yes,
It is.
except we're on generator power. And we're filling that generator with a fuel and all that, diesel. That's on a 24-hour basis.
it would be nice to set a time, date, where they could take you up to go see it. It's just unbelievable what they did in a matter of days. They needed everything by Thanksgiving. They worked late. They left and came back and worked until the mid-mornings. But it is a very big job.
And they had the night lights out there
Mhm.
to be able to work,
At night.
not all the night, but,
Yeah.
extra hours before it was dark.
Thank you. Thank you. Council, any questions before we move on?
The amount you have, the 115,000, that's coming out of
The prison fund.
prison fund?
We had it in our budget.
No, there's no budget for, not for this, this is a emergency item, but we'll have to bill the prison back to it. Come back to the NOU or, whatever the case is.
But we have funds in the prison fund.
Yeah, we have, they pay their,
In,
debt service, they pay that.
Fund balance. In fund balance.
Fund balance?
The money.
Yeah, the money, we'll have to go check, probably right now. About 200,000. I don't want to give an exact number.
No, it's better to give an exact price, so we can live. Okay. Moving on to item number 8, 9. Are we done? Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Yes, I have action.
We're on item number 8 now, right?
Yes, and
How do
we
we
need-
go around the purchasing laws?
It's a public health, safety, welfare
But do we have
exception
to
to the
declare an
procurement.
emergency or something like that?
We do, we need to put a resolution, we'll have to bring it in January. Usually we put a resolution with the emergency expenditures, but you can approve this and we can bring the resolution declaring the, public necessity to the exception for the procurement, since it is over 50,000.
Yeah, we still have the electrical part of the, that's another cost. So we can bring the resolution with the total cost.
Right.
But we wanted to bring this to you as soon as we could, because this is work that has to get done. And we do have a contract with
TDCJ.
Should have been at this meeting. The emergency resolution should have been at this meeting.
It would have been acceptable to have it now and then approve again whatever the balance is, because they don't know what the total's gonna be, where you can have it once you know the total, but it is a public necessity exception, so we would just need to go ahead and make sure that we do bring the resolution in January, that it's here.
What prevented you from bringing the resolution now?
Well, we don't have all the costs.
No, it's just, we just approved the purchase and project because it is an emergency, it's an emergency. I mean, I think that's usually the way it's done.
I didn't have the complete cost.
I don't think you need a complete cost to pass a resolution to circumvent the purchasing laws, the bidding laws. In the
Molly, do we have to have a complete?
No, you don't have to have the complete cost, but sometimes it's better to know where all the money's coming from when you do the resolution, so you can specify that. So this is authorizing him to expend this amount, based on the public necessity, and then the total amount would be in the resolution ratifying that expenditure.
Okay. Motion?
So you're asking us to approve this quote or proposal, right?
Yes.
The 115,000?
Actual.
Want to make a motion? Mr. Alvarez? Or any of you guys?
Hmm?
No, he had a question.
I'll make the motion that we consider act on the vendor's cost for the emergency repairs and improvements for TDCJ South Frisco unit.
For 115,000.
Well, for whatever. it costs,
147,
this is just
25.
the state, yeah.
Yeah. Motion made by Ms. Alicia Machado, stated. Second.
I second.
Second by Mr. Arundel. In favor, say aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Moving on to item number 9. Discuss, consider, and act on Resolution 24-10-12A, resolution of the City Council of the City of Dilley, Texas, authorizing city representatives in matters pertaining to the city participation in the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program.
Who are we appointing?
So this is just a resolution to authorize me to sign. Once the agreement comes in, that I can execute the agreement so we can get started on that grant.
So we're appointing you? Because I haven't read it.
Mhm.
I'm the city administrator. If you want to appoint somebody else, that's your
Okay.
decision.
Well, I think we should go with you since you're the one here. So give me a motion, please.
I move that we approve resolution number 24-10-12.
Anything else?
Hmm?
That's it?
I second.
Yes.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Alvarez, approving resolution number 24-10-12. Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Nelda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to item number 10, discuss, consider, and act on issuing and advertising a request for proposal RFP for bank services.
So, Mayor and Council, we have an agreement with, well, it was with Dilley State Bank, but they got bought out by First Bank of Louise. So we're asking at the end of 5 years to put out an RFP as is required. And so we just need an approval. We did put in the example of the previous RFP. Just so currently, we do not get charged for any services. And all our funds that are in the accounts that we have are invested. So it's a simple agreement. From now to then, we may highlight 2 accounts that I have not seen any movement for the past 2 years, so that from accounting-wise, we don't have to be reconciling that, because we did go to full cash already. And so we may have that item come to you, but this is just to authorize so that we can put out an RFP. And then once we receive the proposals, then we'll bring to council, and then council can approve.
Good night.
We'll probably have only one bid.
Yeah,
Merry
and
Christmas.
yeah, that's the other thing. We only have one bank here in town, so.
Yes.
But, I mean, it could be that maybe Pearsall is interested or Cotula.
Could be.
It
It's
would just
possible,
be-
but
Possible.
A possibility.
I don't think we've ever had anybody bid on except Dilley State Bank, or did it.
Yeah, I mean, Ours, I mean, we've always just kept Dillon State Bank, but it could be that maybe they give us,
Uh-huh.
you never know.
Okay.
This is just to go out for RFPs.
Yes, just so that you approve that we put out an RFP.
Motion?
May I move that we advertise, what is it? That
Special
issue a
proposal.
request for proposals for banking services.
Motion made by Mr. Aranda. A request for proposal for banking services. Second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Machado. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, discuss, consider, and act on an extension for 6 months with the City of Dilley and First State Bank Lewis.
Okay, so this item is just, I mean, we may not need 6 months, but just in case, just extension to the agreement that we have right now so that we can get this RFP in place and bring it back to you.
Okay. Any questions? Then give me I'll make a motion, please.
Mayor, move that we approve an extension for 6 months or up to 6 months with the City of Dilley, First Louis State Bank.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Aranda on, as stated, second by Inelda Rodriguez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12, discuss, consider, and act on an RV park permit issued pursuant to ordinance number 11-01-18 to Daniel Martinez at 108 West Kinsel Street. Who's here? Oh, here they go. Good evening. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council.
Mr. Oh.
You want to
This item was tabled as per last month in regards to the pursuant of the issuing of Mr. Martinez's permit for the RV.
I thought that we were gonna work on the ordinance, not necessarily his permit, the ordinance overall.
That was not what it was stated. It was stated that to table the item from last meeting that was on there, that's how it was stated. It did not state anything on the ordinance.
It was my understanding we can't do anything to Mr. Martinez because of the way the ordinance is written. In order to move on, we have to correct the ordinance to move forward. Not that we were gonna address this permit anymore.
If I remember, the problem was that it requires a certain amount of
Acreage.
acreage or
Yes.
spaces.
Yes, and that's where it was left
And
off.
if you include, I mean, there are buildings there, and if you take those buildings into account, then it doesn't meet the requirements of the ordinance because it's less acreage than the ordinance requires.
Right, but I think in the wording of the ordinance, he didn't state that. It states only that he had the amount of property.
The 1
Which he
acre
doesn't
The
minimum.
way the ordinance states right now, it
He
qualifies.
qualifies.
He has a
And
1
that was-
acre.
Well, it
doesn't
depends,
say
it
anything
depends,
about
it qualifies if you take the whole thing, but not the whole thing is available to the park. Now, we've already issued the permit, but when it comes up again,
But
No, he's-
the motion that was given last time, it didn't specify about correcting the ordinance. It was just to table the item. So as the item was tabled, it's the exact in regards to Mr. Martinez's RV park.
We need to just, just.
My understanding was that we were gonna work on the ordinance itself because there was nothing we could do to the permit that was already issued because it didn't meet the way the ordinance, the way we thought the ordinance was written. Legal is reading it a different way where as long as he meets the 1 acre minimum, but we always thought the ordinance stated that you have to have an acre designated for RVs.
they're dedicated to the park,
Yes.
to the
So,
trailer park.
as far as Mr. Martin, there's nothing to address with him because we need to correct the ordinance
To
And
present it to
technically-
him.
Technically, he's already in.
Yes, and which he did get the permit, but
Yes.
like I said, the way the motion was stated last
Was to
meeting was
table
that
the ordinance.
to table the
Yeah.
item.
In correction, and
Okay, so
then,
then, let's make it clear, what we need to do is bring back the ordinance and change it so that,
For
it,
future.
it defines what, can be taken into account as far as, you know, it has to be exclusively for the trailer park.
Yes.
Because if
So,
there's some areas, I mean,
one
I
acre
think it's just
dedicated.
common sense, if there's some areas that cannot be used for a trailer park, like the existing building, then if you go through from that direction, then it doesn't meet the requirements of the ordinance.
So section 4.2, you're wanting to amend that to clarify that each RV park must have a minimum size of 1 acre with
Exclusively
a
the-
maximum of 5 acres for dedicated RV space, RV park.
Exclusively for the,
Exclusive, yes.
yeah,
Exclusive.
okay.
I have
And
a question
then-
for the council.
That's the
Yeah.
only amendment?
Well, that was the only limit that was brought up last time, that it,
That was y'all's, that's what y'all caught on the ordinance.
Yes.
So I have a question for the council. Excuse me. So if that is to go into play, what would that do to the current RV parks that are already permitted
Nothing.
in the city? So there,
Nothing.
we're not the only RV park that is operating under this old ordinance.
Right.
So
No.
what would that do to us
It-
and other RV parks that have
You'll be
invested
grandfathered.
already into these parks?
It wouldn't do anything to you because you're already there. Now, let's say
If you were to
stop
cease
your
to
business
operate.
and go a year or 2 years without operating an RV park, then you come in to apply for a license. At that point, you're gonna go with the new
ordinance.
the requirements.
Right
Yes.
now, you're okay.
Okay.
Just that
Okay, I think that'll work.
we need to go back and
Yeah.
word it. Bring it back, in other words, for the ordinance to issue out to you.
You're good. You're good.
You're
Okay.
good
Thank
to
you,
go.
Daniel.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay. Anything, feel free to call Mr. A here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Mayor, move that we take no action on item 12.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Aranda to take no action to item number 12.
Second.
Second by Mr. Alvarez. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. We're done.
We're done?
Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, move we adjourn.
I second.
At 7:29, correct me if I'm right? And second by Imelda, all in favor, say.
I can give it off.
Okay, wait.
Nobody else here.
I was asked to give an update on the question about whether the CARES Act funding could be used for a stipend for council in addition to employees. There's nothing in the act that allows for that. It's all specifically for retention, hiring, rehiring of employees, so it's supposed to be building up your workforce. Technically, even though you receive a stipend, you're not an employee of the city, so you would not be considered a city employee. And then as specifically to the government code 141.001, anytime you're gonna change the pay or add monies to your elected positions, it's for future terms. You can't add it and receive it in your term. Does that make sense? So if you're gonna increase the pay that you're gonna receive, or you're gonna give yourself monies, it's not, it doesn't provide for you to do it immediately. It would take effect later. So I don't think that you would be able to do it for this purpose, with this pool of money. If you did wanna increase it, then you'd have to increase it.
So in next year's budget,
You'd need to increase
then we
it.
can specify that it's for all including.
Right.
I'm okay with that, but you know, at the county, they did use these funds for, to the commissioners.
For the commission.
Yes.
Well, they're employees of the county. The commissioners are employees of the
They're
county.
elected officials just like us.
But they receive a salary, health care, retirement.
That's true.
It's just different. It's
They
just
receive
different
all
the way
that.
it's done. I looked at both
Insurance,
ways,
everything.
like I was trying to see how you would be categorized because, like, for example, for appointments and so forth, if you're paid through the city, certain nepotism policies apply to you appointing somebody to like a board or commission. But if you're not paid, if you're just reimbursed for your expenses, then that same provision doesn't apply. So it's just, every city does it differently, how the council receives their stipend for their monthly amount. But if your county commissioners are actually considered employees, so. I looked, as far as I can see, there's nothing that's going to allow it. And then when we're submitting our compliance report, you have to show where it went. So it's not like it would be, you have to have that information as to what you used it for, retention, increasing positions in certain departments. So that will come at some point when we do the reporting on it.
It's annual.
Yes.
But is it okay to give to the city employees?
Yes, city employees are
For
eligible to
retention.
receive that. No.
Incentive.
It has a formula that you can use, or you can set a certain amount across the board, as long as it doesn't exceed the formula, the way that they're calculating the percentage of base salary, and I don't think it will. It is a really high percentage of base salary, so yes. Anyone have questions?
Thank you.
That's all.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, then I need a motion to close.
We're done.
Yes.
Oh, 7:29, thank you.
7:29.